Hi, it's Miss G. I was asked to answer the question about depression and irritability. Like, what causes it? Why am I feeling irritable? And, like, what do I do with it, right? So, most of the time when we think about depression, we think and identify somebody that is super, super sad, right? They're lonely, they're feeling worthless, and they're having like a lack of energy, lack of apathy. They don't just want to lay there and not do anything. Their eating patterns are kind of going up and down, and their sleeping patterns are really disrupted. But irritability and anger is actually one of the features that most people do not think about. Most of the time, we say that it is a hidden symptom of depression because people are like, oh, if you're angry, you're not depressed. It's got to be something else. But no, it is. Research has stated that anger is a response to depression. So depression is anger turned inwards. So when we're angry and frustrated with the outside world or what's going on and we don't know how to handle it, we turn it inside of ourselves, right? With depression, a lot of the times what's going on is we lose the ability to regulate our emotions. Most of the time, our prefrontal cortex, our thinking center, helps us process information that's coming in and go through the emotions and regulate whatever is coming into us, right? I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm frustrated. And then when there is a misfiring inside of our brain, or there's too much, or we're too overwhelmed and we don't know how to handle everything that's going on in there, that's when everything gets dysregulated. It's one of the words that you may hear if you go to counseling or speak to a psychologist or psychiatrist, is that you're having dysregulated emotions. Well, this all comes from a part of our brain I've mentioned before is the amygdala, and that's in charge of our fight or flight responses, right? So we have the flight response with depression, and that's called arrested anger, and that's, manifests with depression. And then we have our flight response with depression, and that's like our feelings of entrapment, like, oh my god, I'm freaking out, I feel really, really trapped. A lot of times with depression, it's because we're getting stuck in this spiral, in this circle of negative biases and negative thinking and ruminating on that thing that made us feel bad. Because sadness is a normal response. Anger is a normal response. It's when we get stuck on that one thought over and over and over. That's what rumination means. It's that we cannot stop thinking about whatever it may be. And then we manifest the anger. So a lot of times when working with clients that are showing irritability because of depression, we start with the basics. What was going on that triggered that emotional response? Have you eaten? Sometimes our blood sugar will trigger us and make us feel a little feisty. It's not to minimize depression. It's just to explain that if we don't have the proper nutrients and sugars and proteins and all that feeds our brain, then we're not going to be able to send the proper neurotransmitters and chemicals we need to regulate our emotions. Our body's a machine. So, have you eaten? What triggered you? How are you sleeping? Did you get enough rest? Is there enough oxygen going into your brain? So with the oxygen part, that's when we're going to practice breathing techniques. I'm irritable right now. I'm really, really frustrated. Do I need to remove myself from the situation to calm down? Do I need to walk around the building? Do I need to go for a drive? What do I need to slow my heart rate down, calm my thinking patterns a little bit, and pull myself out of that negative thought bubble? Meditation really does help with this. It's not easy. It's not easy to meditate. It takes a lot of practice, and you have to find the kind of meditation that works for you, obviously. Eating the right foods, that's all part of the chemical thing I was talking about and providing the proper nutrients for your brain. But exercise. Holy cow. A lot of times when it comes to anger, you have to find an outlet, a channel. For most of my teenagers and my preteens, that's what we talk about is what can you do to release it from your body? Dance, singing, art, writing poetry, primal rage screaming. I just gotta go and just, whatever you need. A lot of times we don't even realize that we don't have an outlet. We get so consumed with our daily routines of life, of being a parent, of being a husband and wife, being a person that's in school and working, and there's no outlet. A lot of times with my kids that have depression and then they start doing a sport, it's amazing how much it helps their system to just burn it out, Find your internal outlet to release this frustrations, because the more you shove it down, the more you keep it inside, it's going to keep manifesting and it's going to show itself in different ways. So basically, when it comes to releasing the irritability with depression, if you're not taking medication, because not everybody's a med person, ask yourself, what can I do with this? If I don't want to yell and scream at my partner, take a breath. Remove yourself from the situation. Calm down. Go out there. Go run. Go walk. Go pull weeds. Whatever you need. I'll talk a little bit more about depression in another video. So if you have any questions or comments or something that you want me to address, let me know. Send me a message or write a comment. All right. You guys have a great day.